What's happening with the YouTube? Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment, and hit that notification bell. Look, I want to talk to everybody about just trauma in the body. I'm gonna tell you about myself. You know, a trauma event that I went through. When my father passed away. You know, when he passed away, you know, it traumatized me. You know, when I found out about him being, you know, passing away, you know, he had a heart attack. And he had a heart attack with my mother. And he had a heart attack while he was in the passenger side of the vehicle that they were driving in. And, you know, they couldn't do nothing to save him. So when I found out about it, you know, it really didn't hit me that fast. But when I seen his dead body in the hospital, man, it felt like, man, my soul was taken out of my body. You know, I felt numb. You know, I felt very numb. It's like I couldn't, and I was enraged. You know, first came the anger, really first came the stress, then came the anger, and then it just felt like my whole body just shut down. You know, it just felt like, I don't know if you ever just like, it's like, man, it's like having sex, but right before the orgasm, something traumatic happens. Something happens out the blue, and it's like you can't control it. You understand what I'm saying? It's like going through that process, you know. You know, trauma is just basically just, you know, something that something that happened to you that you couldn't control. So it could be a drive-by, it could be a gun violence, it could be rape. It can be just, you know, any situation, man. Just, you know, losing somebody. It can be a breakup, you know, breakup from relationships. It could be you getting, you know, your tooth pulled. You know, that can be traumatic. You know, it could be surgery. That could be traumatic. You know, you might go through a situation in the hospital that you need surgery, and that could be traumatic. It's like I said, it's just an experience that happened to you that you couldn't control. You know, so that lives in your body. You know. Pregnant women, when women get pregnant, you know, if you stress, especially if you're a woman that lives in poverty or live in, and not even just in poverty, you could be middle class, whatever, and you just a woman that's just been through a lot of stress. You know, I say poverty because, you know, mostly, you know, that's stressful living in poverty. So if you're a woman that's dealing with a lot of stress, 9 out of 10, your baby is going to feel those stress. It's going to feel those stress symptoms that you know, that's flowing through your body. Now, would your child be born, you know, with trauma? No, will not be born with no type of fear, nothing like that. But it will have you know, the nervous system won't be, you know, as normal as any other child. But see, these are things that we don't look at. These are things that we don't watch for, you know what I'm saying, when we having children. And I'm in the same case. I'm the same way, you know. These are the things I want checking with my children, you know, but right now I'm doing it right now, you know, and just trying to practice mindfulness, you know, mindfulness, and what I mean is in just examining my body, examining my mind, examining my soul, you know, that's mindfulness, you know, really getting in tune with your body, getting in tune with your mind, and getting in tune with your soul, you know. And these are the things that we have to do. And like I said, I've been through, like when I went through the situation with my father, I've been in car accidents, man. You know, those are traumatic events. You know, I didn't been in car accident where I almost lost my life, you know, total a car out. You know, my whole forehead, if you can see this, you might can see the scars. If you can't see the scars, you know, I had a whole lot of scars on my forehead, man, because my forehead hit the steering wheel, you know, running. I hit a car, and I hit a pole. So, and just surviving that is traumatic. So my body, we have to stop forgetting about our minds, and we have to remember. That's why I believe when they say forgive everything. I forgive everything. I forgot the quote. I think it's like, I forgive everything, but I don't forget nothing. I believe the mind will forgive everything, but the body doesn't forget nothing. The body don't forget. don't forgive, nothing like that. And you have to train that your body to forgive whatever had happened to you. And it's people, man, that isolate themselves, man, in the house. They don't go anywhere, like, because right now you got the internet. You can Uber your food. You can do all that. You don't really have to leave the house, period. You know what I'm saying? So especially during the pandemic, we really see it now. During the whole COVID season, man, people will lock themselves in the house and isolate themselves. And one thing about humans, we are wired to connect. We are wired to connect. Like literally having a conversation with somebody will make you feel better. Even if you go through a whole day and you feeling bad, and if you talk to that right person, that will make you feel better. And so, like I said, I'm just talking about the body, man. The body is very important, man. The body is very important. Like I said, I've been through a lot. I've been through a lot, and it's really showing me, man, that a lot of fear comes from that. A lot of fear. Man, you can, especially if you're a type of person that was taught to fear things. You really going through a lot. So we just gotta you just gotta do better, man. And I just want to let everybody know I understand you and I feel you where you're coming from if you're dealing with trauma. But don't forget about, yes, we have trauma in the mind, but that body has a mind of its own. You understand? That body of yours has a mind of its own, and you have to train your body as much as you train your mind. And I think a lot of us, man, we forget about the body. And like I said, I'm in the same boat, so practice mindfulness, man. Practice mindfulness, man. Practice sitting with your feelings. Sometimes your feelings can lie to you, man, especially if you went through a traumatic event. Your feelings can lie to you. So it's good to really get to know your body. So if your body is lying to you, or if your body is, not doing what it should be doing, I've been through a lot, man. I've lost a lot, man. I've lost a lot of family members, for the last, 3 years, man. I've been just constantly losing people out of my life, man. And I'm not numb to it no more, because I used to be numb to it. I used to just not, feel anything. But now, man, if I lose somebody, man, I cry, I grieve, and it's good for my body, man. It's a release. Laughter is laughter. Smile, smile sometime. Laughter, it will change your whole mood because it has something to do with the body, and like I said, you just got to stop focusing on the body, focus on the mind all the time, man. You got to focus on your body. Your body has a mind of its own as well, and you got to know how to train it. You got to know how to discipline that body of yours. It's not just the mind. I know we always say, man, you got to discipline your number. You got to discipline your body too. Say take care of yourself. Show yourself some compassion. Because it's stressful. It's very stressful dealing with, going through a whole lot of trauma events. That's why, you could take a person out the projects, man, and put them somewhere that's real quiet, and they can't stand it. They can't stand it. You be wondering what's wrong with them. They just getting up, they moving around. They can't sit in one spot. They always got to be busy. It's because they've been through that traumatic event, and their body, they just can't see, that body won't keep them in one spot, so that's why it's good to sit in one spot, man, and just don't have no noise, just quiet. And you just sit to yourself. Even if you can do it for about 15 minutes, that's good, man. Just close your eyes for like 15 minutes, 15 minutes, and just feel. You know what I'm saying? It's so much stuff, man, will come, man. Trust me, I've cried, man. I cried real tears, man, just sitting in one spot, man, and not saying nothing. Just sitting in one quiet spot, no TV running, no music playing, I ain't nobody's talking. It's just me and my body, my mind, my soul, and I just get to crying, man. I would just start crying, and it's good for me because that's my body telling me something. You have to listen to your body, man. You have to listen to your body. So, man, I ain't want to be on here too long, man. I just wanted to, just inform everybody, man, to listen to their body, man. Listen to your body more. And if you've been through a lot of traumatic events, which I know everybody, man, go seek you a therapist, man. Go seek you somebody that you can talk to about your because talking to somebody can make you feel so much better. That's what I do. I don't even go to a therapist to really to get skills. I mean, it's okay to get skills, but I go, so I can vent. And we all need somebody to vent to, man. And you don't want to vent to the wrong person, especially if you a person that went through a traumatic event. You don't want to vent to the wrong person because you are already reliving those traumatic events. Your mind is not, but your body is. Your body is constantly, your body don't forget. That's why they say you should leave the past. You should let the past go. That's what they mean. You have to, or your body is still there. Your mind might not be there. You might be like in real time and like you see reality for what it is, but your body is probably still there. That's why somebody can lose a whole lot of weight and still feel like they fat as hell. They feel like they fat. They look at the mirror and say they lost a lot of weight, but they insecure about they still insecure about how their body look. See what I'm saying? So you have to be mindful about your body. Check on your body. Love, peace, and power. Make sure you like and subscribe and comment. Peace.